Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Syed Maaz Ahmed. I'm an MBA student at Mysore University. We are proudly presenting this paper, an empirical analysis of sustainable volatility and network dynamics in Indian equity market. We three are the authors. We both are from different same department and from one other department, Dr. Rakesh. Presenting me, Syed Maaz Ahmed. We'll move further to introduction. Systematic preference spillover. Shock in one sector, example, Bank Nifty and IT Pharma, spread across how other indices. And we further explore the impact portfolio diversification and investor confidence and policy decision in emerging Indian market spillover effort are amplified by global linkage. We explore this and we utilize high frequency data, uses 5-minute intraday data from 2015 to 2024, captures fast moving cointents and overcome the limitation of daily/weekly data, which underestimates the volatility and provides a model-free, precise estimation of realized volatility. And we see the COVID pandemic. Okay, during the COVID pandemic, we saw 85% of spillover from one indices to another indices, up from the 50% in during normal period. Market shifted from loosely connected, calm, dense to densely interconnected crisis. Diversification benefit disappeared, increasing systematic fragility. And we use methodology mix, combines econometric model and machine learning model. We use Diebold-Yilmaz spillover index and graph and network graph and spillover vulnerability index and GARCH-in-Mean and machine learning model like XGBoost and LSTM. We found key findings were the NIFTY Bank consistently emerged as a primarily shock transmitter. Global factor like VIX and crude oil volatility plus domestic monetary policy are major spillover driven. Forecasting analysis show random walk outperforms the ML and econometrics, validating the efficient market hypothesis. Our contribution offer a granular toolkit for investor, regulator, and policymaker, early warning system for crisis, better portfolio allocation, and sector rotation strategies. And we bridges the gap between traditional and econometrics and modern machine learning forecasting. Literature review. We review many papers, mainly this volatility model for ARCH and GARCH. There was some limitation. Based on that, we use utilize the intraday data. And for the high frequency realized, we use Anderson and Boroswell develop this model. We use this. And we use GARCH casualty test, VAR, limited in capturing systematic spillover, and Diebold-Yilmaz framework. We survey the many papers. They show this banking sector was causing main transmitter of risk. Spillover intensified during global and domestic crisis, during example 2008 crash and demonetization and COVID. We are talking about Indian continent in this scenario. Limitation of prior studies. Mostly they use daily frequency data, missing intraday contingency, and limited use of dynamic network and machine learning. We address this gap by this study. Next, methodology, data collection. We follow these steps: realized volatility, dynamic spillover analysis, descriptive statistic, network analysis, microeconomic driven analysis, spillover vulnerability index analysis, and risk return trade-off analysis, and further to machine learning, econometric forecasting analysis. As I said, 5 minutes data of this many industrial sectoral. Let me be clear: Nifty 50, India VIX. 5 indices sectoral, that is Bank Nifty, Nifty IT, Nifty FMCG, that is fast moving goods, and Nifty Metal, Nifty Pharma. We took a total of 9 years span. We implemented micro variables such as VIX, that is a global VIX, risk indicator, burn crude oil, and domestic INR, that is USD INR exchange rate and repo rate. We utilize realized volatility, and as I said, Diebold-Yilmaz spillover index, and microeconomics driven regression. This is the risk and trade-off GARCH-in-Mean. Further moving, risk spillover analysis index and network analysis and forecasting systematic risk. In this, we use the setup of 80 to 20 split. For 80% of the data will be used for the training of the model, and 20% will be testing of the machine learning capability. We use no look ahead bias for the machine learning. And these are the machine learning things, which its strength and role in the study. Random walk was used for a simply unbiased baseline. This is this thing, a baseline comparator for evaluating forecast models, and auto-regressive, that is used for capture in short term, persistence in time series, provides econometric benchmark for spillover predictability. XGBoost, that is handles non-linear interaction efficiently on structured data. That is used for forecasting total spillover index using macro financial driven. And lastly, LSTM, that is a uh, long short term memory, captures temporal dynamics and regime shift, model persistence and contagion in systematic risk transmission. And further moving on to discussion and finding. For the realized volatility, we found India VIX was the highest in volatility. Uh, FMCG was most stable. Banking Nifty were highly volatile systematic index. Uh, Next, data set was 5 minutes data from 9 years, as I said. Next, moving on. Dynamic spillover analysis, this is the Diebold-Yilmaz. These are the index. Nifty, as I said, Bank Nifty was the main transmitter hub, contributing to 9.8%, confirming its role as systematic hub, and India VIX largest receiver, reflects overall stress rather than driven contingency. FMCG, FMCG and pharma, defensive sector mostly absorb the stocks. Uh, Sectors mainly absorb the remaining relativity stable, and IT and metal play moderate role in transmitting and receiving, but not dominant. Further moving on, network structural finding. This is the okay, just a minute. Uh, as you can see in figure 2, the spillover network is spread, showing clear sectoral cluster. The volatility transmission happened mostly within sectors with limited cross sector contamination. The banking sector shows moderate centrality, meaning its influence other, but systematic remains relatively contained and declassified. And figure 3, this network shows dramatically shift. It becomes dense and starts connecting with all sectors rapidly, showing regardless of their usual boundaries, diversification benefit prolapse as most every sector become correlated under stress. Nifty Bank centrally increased sharply 150%, confirming its role as contingency hub. Next. This is what I said. A key observation, in Nifty Bank was the most central node in both calm and crisis. Banking centrality surges to 150% during crisis, acting as contagion hub. New link appear, example pharma, as I showed in figure 3. Moving on. These are the drivens of systematic risk. Uh, uh, Microeconomic and global driver OLS regression uh, l- lagged in India with strongest predictor of systematic spillover, persistent during volatility effect, and USD INR depressed linked with lower spillover to safety selective sector, and crude oil raises systematic via Indian emerging export dependency, and COVID-19 adds 12.5 percent, 12.5 points to spillover index, and global risk aversion, that is CBOE, with strong positive effect confirming global linkage. Uh, Identify key driven. The goal was to see which microeconomic and global economic, India with USDNR, significantly explain fluctuation in the total spillover index. OLX regression provides that straightforward interpretation way to measure each variable contribution. Further moving on, as I said, these are the lagged India VIX and India VIX strong predictor of systematic spillover persistent volatility effect, USD INR depreciation linked with lower spillover. COVID-19 adds 12.5, 28% to spillover index, and global risk aversion. Moving on. This is spillover index. This is spillover index is a measure of extent of sectoral vulnerability at different times. As you can see, I have highlighted 4 different times. That is, one is demonetization, GST implementation, and ILTS crash. That is a liquidation crisis during that time. And lastly, the highest peak was during COVID-19. Spillover vulnerability index was usually between 0.5 to 0.25. Moderate systematic vulnerability. It spiked during demonetization as expected, and it rose to 0.85 in March, April 2020, showing the peak systematic fragility diversification benefit collapse as contagion spread across all sectors. Risk trade-off GARCH-in analysis. Yeah, two-step GARCH-in model test if higher conditional volatility leads to higher expected return with premium. That was a test. We found that Bank Nifty positive investor demand premium for banking risk, and Nifty metal premium, that is 0 point plus 45, that is significant. Sensitive to global tech and cycles and forex. Global Nifty metal, that is 0.45, that is also significant, mostly volatile and cyclic and commodity linked, and Nifty Pharma 0.19, that is medium significant, moderately premium, and regulatory supply chain risk. And further moving on, predictability of systematic risk. As I said, we use machine learning models to train the 80 to 20 split. We evaluated RSME, MAE, MAPE, direction and accuracy. And key result was random walk forest outperform all models. Machine learning like XGBoost and LSTM failed to beat the naive benchmark, confirming semi-strong efficient market hypothesis. Public info observed instantly. Next, these are the result of the machine learning model. Random walk performed all models. These two beat to naive benchmark. Further moving on. Conclusion: systematic risk is a varying moderate during normal calm period. It is 45 to 50% in calm period, suggests in 85% crisis in during highest is during COVID-19, others respectively. Banking sector was dominant. It acted as a primary hub for the volatility distribution. General role confirmed in spillover network analysis and SBI. and global domestic drivers matters. CBOE VIX and repo rate key contributors. Crude oil volatility and currency shock also significant. Sectoral risk trade-off, cyclic sector banking earn higher premium. Defensive sector acts as a hedge, not return drivers. And these are the implications for regulator and policy makers. Monitor banking sector as a systematic hub, uses systematic vulnerability index as an early warning tool for crisis, focus on resilience, stress test, capital accuracy, and forecasting. For investors, recognize that spillover spike in crisis reduces the diversification effect, applying sector rotational strategies like shift exposure between cycle, banking, metal, and defensive FMCG pharma. Adopt a adaptive portfolio construction, not statistic historical models. And further research can be used on this same concept. Advanced model exposure, time varying parameter for which contains the dynamic. And next, cross asset spillover, extend bond analysis to commodities and currency to map historic systematic risk. And high frequency sentimental data using news and social media platform for the real systematic risk and forecasting, and use of non-relay forecasting experiment with hybrid machine learning and econometric approach to test limits of market efficiency. Yes, thank you.